We're ranking Shonen Jump. We're ranking Shonen Jump. We're ranking Shonen Jump. What's up? Welcome to the channel where I talk, you listen. I'm Rose Anonymous, and today we are ranking the Shonen Jump shows. Yes. We're going to be ranking these Shonen Jump shows based off of this list. Goated. Really good. Average. Or butt cheeks. Okay. Let's look at this list of shows that we have here. Now, we're only ranking the shows. We're not going to go based off of like the manga, if the show's not over yet, anything like that. Actually, I think most of these shows are finished already, but that's besides the point. So let's go ahead and look at these nice animes here. Yes, of course. Right. First on the list, we got Attack on Titan. Now, a lot of people may say that Attack on Titan is butt cheeks. Me, on the other hand, I'm gonna go ahead and say that this show is goated. Now, here's my reasoning. I wanted to put this one first because this is a very controversial conversation surrounding this show. But listen, if you haven't already clicked away, this is my reasoning. The show brought in a new world of fans for anime. It basically jump-started the AAA version of anime, with Shonen Jump being worldwide and being like super popular in America and all this different stuff. Even though a lot of us already liked anime beforehand, it's really popular now. So, and a lot of that has to do with this show in particular, which brought in a mass amount of fans. I think the show was solid all the way up until the very end, which we all know the ending was pretty bad. But again, what I want to say is that the ending of the show, to me, doesn't define the entirety of the show. Like, the show only got better the further in it got, up until the very end where it disappointed. But the show, all in all, what it is, it's a really good show. Okay, all right, fine. I'll put it down one. I'll put really good, only because the ending messed it up. Fine. Still a really good show. All right, Black Clover. This is one of those shows that's not finished yet, and it's still going on in the manga. So I think that this show's probably really good. I've seen quite a bit of Black Clover, pieces here and there, but I've never seen the show in chronological order. My original thoughts on this show is that it was too much like Naruto at the beginning. Asta was loud and annoying. He didn't have any powers, blah blah blah. He gets this book, and now he's all powerful, or he will eventually become all powerful. Yeah, that's how I feel about the show. I think that the show kind of, now that it's like 200 episodes in or whatever, I don't know how far it is, but I think that the show's definitely defined its own place in Shonen Jump now. Man, is this video going to be that long? Because there's so many animes down here. I don't want to ramble all day. Next on the list, we got Bleach again. I think Bleach, it's one of the big three. You can't say that Bleach is trash. Well, you can. If you don't like it, then that's up to you, right? This is like Black Clover, where I've seen quite a bit of the show. I just haven't seen all of it, and I'm definitely not caught up within like the 1,000-year Blood War arc and all that kind of stuff. I have no idea what's going on with the show. I don't know the power scaling. I don't know the characters that well. So maybe I'm not the best person to even be ranking this show particularly, but considering it is part of the big three, I'm going to go ahead and say that this show is really good, besides all of the filler. Anyway, Blue Exorcist, another show that I think is good, but maybe falls into the line of average, only because I have this thing with side characters that if the side characters aren't good, like able to fight for themselves, then they probably shouldn't be in the midst of battle in the first place. And so these characters kind of all go to the same, what is it, a school or something? I don't remember exactly like the setup of the show. I watched like season 1 and season 2. I think there was like a season 3 and maybe even a fourth now. But yeah, the side characters in the show kind of piss me off because they're not useful. They're just kind of there to be damsels in distress. And that, to me, is annoying. Next on this, we got Boruto. I know how most people feel about this show. Oh, it's frozen. There we go. All right, I think most people think that Boruto is garbage, right? It's the continuation of Naruto Shippuden. The kids, it's focused on them, and to me, it takes a long time for this show to even get good. I mean, majority of the time you're spent with Boruto, he's talking terribly about Naruto and doing like side missions and going to school, all of these things that actually do matter, but like, man, it doesn't feel like the story has erupted into something bigger yet. And maybe that's just because I'm not caught up with the manga or the show right now, but that's just my opinion on it. I think the show's pretty average. I don't think that it's butt cheeks, right? Because I think that there's still time for the show to get good. And of course, we've got a bunch of the iconic characters from the original series that appear, and that's always cool to see. Cameos and Easter eggs and all that kind of stuff, and where the characters actually ended up is always a blessing in disguise, in my opinion, because now Kishimoto's taken over writing for the show. Anyway, the manga, whatever. I'm blabbing. I'm rambling on today. What is going on? Next on we got Dragon Ball Super. I want to say that Dragon Ball Super is pretty average, considering if I'm comparing Super to the original DBZ, I'm going to go ahead and say that it's an average show compared to the original, which I think is goated, honestly. Come on. Well, you can say so much about Dragon Ball Z. I'm not even going to get started. I'll be here all day. Anyway, yeah, I think that this show's average up until like the Tournament of Power. There are a couple tournaments in this show. You get to see a lot of the characters that were from DBZ. See what they're doing now. Gohan and his family, Vegeta, his family, all that kind of stuff. But I don't know. It definitely has great animation. But I think it's a solid show, but it's definitely not up there as like peak or one of those shows that I'd even like say is like super, super good. It's like on the cusp of being so good that it's goated. Next to those, we got Death Note, which definitely is goated. Do I really need to say more? I mean, come on. Death Note is iconic. It's even popular still today. There are people who do memes, people who cosplay as these characters. Sometimes I'll even go back and, watch an episode or two, compare the characters to other characters in modern anime. It's definitely held up really well. And I'm going to go ahead and say that Full Metal is goated as well. This one, I think this is the original, but if this was, I'm going to go ahead and put just this one and Brotherhood together and just be like, yeah, the show itself is goated. Full Metal Alchemist. Fairy Tail. Now this one I can say is butt cheeks. I don't like Fairy Tail. Not even nearly as close as I did Rave Master or the other shows that he made. But man, Fairy Tail to me is like hogwash. It's pretty garbage. I don't know. I just don't like the characters. I don't like the story. I think Natsu's pretty cool, right? His powers. Eat fire. He's goated, but the show itself, in my opinion, is not. Now, Gintama is really, really good. Hilarious. So funny. Every episode is wildly spectacular in its own way. Sometimes it gets serious, but then it always comes back to being funny again later. It's a really good show. You should watch it if you haven't already. I'd watch it in sub because there are two iterations of this show in English, which I wouldn't recommend. Yeah. Next on we got Haikyuu. Really good. This is one of the best sports anime in my opinion. I love the art design. I love the suspense that this show gives. It's a solid show, all through and through, honestly. um, yeah, and the other teams are cool. You know, you could say that this is one of the best sports animes out there. Next up, we got Hunter x Hunter. I'm gonna go ahead and say that this show's goated. I really do love Hunter x Hunter. Characters, a story. For some reason, a lot of the Shonen Jump shows just have terrible father figures, right? But beyond that, yeah. What else do you really need to say about Hunter x Hunter? Baki, I've never really watched this show, right? So I'm gonna go ahead. I think that people love this show. I've never watched it, but there's not a category for that on this list. So I'm gonna say that it's average because I've never personally seen it. If you disagree, you can tell me how good the show is in the comment section. I mean, that's completely up to you. Next one, we got JoJo Bizarro. Again, another show that people love dearly, but again, I just never watched it. I watched the first season and I couldn't get past that, right? Something about the show turns me off. Maybe it's the art design, maybe it's the way that the pacing is, or the handling of certain characters. I don't know. I always try to give this show a chance, but man, sometimes it's just difficult. It seems very much like a play. Yeah, a play. Exactly that. Next up, we got Kenshin. Kenshin, excellent. Now, this show right here, this is the basketball show. I can't remember the name of this because it's all in Japanese, but I put this up here with Haikyuu. I think volleyball and this basketball show particularly are really good. Next one is we got My Hero. My Hero Academia is really good. I think that it's got too many seasons. I don't think that it needed this last season. I feel like you could have just pushed it all together into the last season. It's season 7, but you know, the hype controls the narrative, so that's what you get. They got a lot of characters in this show. Some of them are useless. Focus on too many characters at once. It definitely is. It's part of that same time period where I was talking about Attack on Titan being the show that like brought in new fans. My Hero Academia is the same way. Huge load of fans. Really good show. Next one, also got Naruto, goated. 7 Deadly Sins, butt cheeks, garbage. Noragami, average. Let me go back to 7 Deadly Sins for a second. 7 Deadly Sins pisses me off for multiple reasons. The animation, you know, the show being thrown around the different companies to animate, so it looks different. It looks terrible sometimes. Next one, also got Noragami. Noragami. I've only seen like a handful of episodes of this show, but I'm gonna say that Noragami is pretty average. Oh, that's One Piece. This is Noragami right here. One Piece, come on, goated. I think the problem with this show is that the fan base is quite toxic sometimes. I like the show. I think the show is one of the best out there, but the fans are annoying, to say the least. Like the ones that are like, go Peas, this is the best show ever. There's no show that's ever better than this one ever. I don't think it's the best show. I think that it's a really good show and that people have a recency bias. I don't know. I can name a bunch of shows that are up there with One Piece. Like the list up here, these shows. These are all really good shows and they're done. They're finished, right? And then they still have like the hype and the fame, and One Piece will also have the same thing, but it's It's the fans that's the problem. Love the show, and Luffy's the problem. Next one, we got One Punch Man. For a parody show, it's pretty good. Hilarious, honestly. I think it's up there. I think, yeah, yeah. I was gonna say that maybe the show's average, but it's far beyond that. I mean, it's really its own thing, and for the fact that it has as much popularity as it does is astounding to me. Because he's like the ultimate parody character now. You put him in a list against anybody, it's like, oh well, One Punch Man beats his enemies in one hit. Yeah, majority of them, but I don't know. The gimmicks never get old. It's its own thing. It's unique and it's funny. Next one, we got Reborn. Hitman Reborn, goated. One of the first animes that I've ever binged. Like, I know this show has like 200 or 300 something episodes. I don't know if it was finished when I was watching it, but man, I was watching this show on an iPad. Or no, not an iPad. And God, what was those things called? An iPod? Yeah, I was watching this show on an iPod with really bad Wi-Fi. That's how dedicated I was. I was one of those people who had to let the show fully load all the way through before watching it. Like, I'd have to pause and play and then let it load and then rewind and then let it render up some more. Yeah. And I did that for like 100 something episodes until I went over a friend's house and then just kind of binged it that way. But yeah, I love that show so much. Shippuden, goated, Naruto, come on. One of my favorite anime characters ever. Soul Eater, goated. At least the first season. Soul Eater not so much. I don't know. Promise Neverland, butt cheeks. Season 1, epic. Season 2, my God, you really, really messed that up, didn't you? Oh man. Last one, we got Yu Yu Hakusho. Goated. I actually recently watched this like in the last year or so. In this show, I was really surprised to see how good it was. Like, when I was a child, I watched this on Toonami 1 o'clock in the morning. It kind of freaked me out. So, stayed away from it for a long time. But man, this show, the guy who makes this show and Hunter x Hunter, he knows what he's doing. That's all I'm gonna say. Man, wild. Anyway, that's all the time I have for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe for more videos just like this. If you agree with my list, hit that comment down below. Yeah, be nice to each other out there. Show you boys some love and peace.